So as you can see, I'm back out at the cottage. We had a couple of nice weeks of really nice weather and a lot of the snow melted, and now we're able to drive into the cottage again. So now we'll probably be coming back out on a regular basis again. Since we're back out here, I'm going to check my spot for the plants this summer, and I'm going to start measuring out and trying to figure out how I'm going to set up a trellis system. So since I was doing that, I figured I'd give the top 10 tips on setting up a trellis net for outdoor growing. But first, before we get into the video, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsor of the channel, Mars Hydro, for their continued support. From seed to harvest, Mars Hydro has all your needs covered. Don't forget to check out, you can use my promo code TapRootsGrowing and save yourself a little bit of money off your order. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so here's my old spots from last year. You see the old remnants from last year. And I do have a question though, and I want to ask you guys, do you think I should do one big trellis net for all 4 plants? Or should I do each individually in each spot? Myself, I'm thinking going with individually, but that's just me. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. All right, let's get into the tips. Tip number 1, select a sturdy support structure. Choose a durable support structure, such as wooden stakes, metal poles, or PVC pipes to anchor your trellis net securely. Ensure your support structure is tall enough to support the expected height of your plants. Tip number 2, install your support structure before planting. Set up the support structure before planting your plants, to avoid damaging the roots or disturbing the soil later on. Position the support stakes or poles around the perimeter of your growing area at regular intervals. Tip number 3, anchor your support structure securely. Drive the support stakes or poles deep into the ground to provide them the stability to prevent them from tipping over and leaning from the weight of the trellis net and from the weight of the plants. Use a hammer or mallet to ensure they are securely anchored in place. Tip number 4, space the support structure appropriately. Space the support poles or stakes evenly along the perimeter of your growing area, typically about 3 to 5 feet apart, depending on the size of your plants and your trellis net. Ensure there's enough space in between each support structure to accommodate the spread of the plants. Tip number 5, attach the trellis net securely. Stretch the trellis net tightly across the support structure and secure it into place using zip ties, twine, or clips. Ensure the netting is evenly distributed and taut to provide adequate support for the plants as they grow and develop. Tip number 6, position the trellis net at the right height. Hang the trellis net at an appropriate height above the ground to support the lower branches and encourage upward growth. The ideal height will depend on expected height and growth habit of your plants. Tip number 7, train your plants early. Start training your plants to go through the trellis net as soon as they reach the appropriate height. Gently weave the branches and stems through the netting, guiding them to grow horizontally along the trellis net for maximum support and light exposure. Tip number 8, regularly monitor and adjust. Regularly monitor the growth of your plants and adjust the position of the branches and stems as needed to ensure they remain properly supported by the trellis net. Check for any signs of stress or damage and make adjustments accordingly. Tip number 9, maintain adequate spacing. Leave enough space between the plants and the trellis net to allow for airflow and light penetration. Avoid overcrowding the plants, as this can lead to moisture buildup, pest problems, and reduce airflow, increasing risk of mold and mildew. And finally, tip number 10, prune as necessary. Prune the lower branches and foliage as needed to promote airflow and prevent moisture buildup beneath the trellis net. This helps reduce the risk of mold and mildew and encourages the plant to focus their energy on developing larger, more robust buds. So there you have it. Setting up a trellis net for growing your plants outdoors can significantly improve plant support, airflow, and light penetration, leading to healthier plants and increased yields. Let me know in the comments below what tips you have for setting up an outdoor trellis net. Thank you for joining me today. Have yourselves a great day. Until next time, peace.